How you doing, everybody? Scott Jelinek here, and I am sitting here with Al, who has been one of my SlowFlip buyers for 12 years?
10 now.
10 years. 10 years. For one of my SlowFlip buyers for 10 years, and he just recently renovated and sold the property, and he is getting ready to move away now. So Al, first off, I wanted to ask you, for anybody who's either thinking of getting into SlowFlips or is a SlowFlip buyer themselves or is thinking about how it's going to be for their buyers if they're in the business, what's your perspective on SlowFlips? What's your perspective on this entire deal?
Well, I mean, SlowFlips is definitely one good option to go. You get to live there. You've got to live somewhere anyway. Gives you the opportunity to get the house in order, get it fixed up, and get it out on the market. And I think it's a very smart way to go.
So when you purchased this property, and this is something interesting that people always never understand the value of it. When you bought this property, I guess it was 10 years now, you didn't get a deal on it. You paid what full retail was back then.
I did.
It wasn't a deal. However, in 10 years, the market appreciated. So you bought the property for a total, I believe the total price was $300,000, but you put down $10,000. How much did you sell the property for?
$475,000.
$475,000 was the sale price. And now after you paid off your obligations, how much of a check do you walk away with?
$140,000.
$140,000 you walks away with. And so now the question, this is why I like to share this with you, especially you investors who are thinking about your buyers and how you're going to benefit them in the long term. The question is, you have to live somewhere anyway. And this is the question I always like to ask. If you were renting the last 10 years, how much of a check do you walk away with then?
Absolutely nothing.
Zero. And so there's, some people say, oh, yeah, I rent. I can just call a landlord to come fix something. You're right. 10 years later, though, you can walk away with a check. You own something. Or you could have stayed for the full term, 30 years, and pay it off. But you walk away with a check, or you can just rent. And in the end, you walk away with thank you for doing business and good luck at your next place when everything else is appreciated all around you and you got nothing left. So if you are, I'm going to ask you two questions just from two different perspectives. If you were a buyer, which you were, but now you're also getting into the business, if you were a buyer, what would you tell to somebody who was thinking about becoming a SlowFlip buyer? They were thinking about buying a property and they were going to buy it on these kind of program or this kind of terms.
Live in it for at least a minimal 3 to 5 years, give or take. Invest into it, and down the road, it will definitely pay off.
And the next flip side is if you were an investor, or if somebody's watching this and they are an investor and they're thinking, some people think, well, I don't want to get into this business because I feel like I'm taking advantage of people, or if it's a scam, I don't want to take advantage of somebody, and I get that, and that's what I'm saying. So from the flip side, from the other perspective, what would you tell to somebody who is thinking about being in the business and giving this opportunity to other people?
I wouldn't say more taken advantage of. It was a very good opportunity. The fact that you've got to live somewhere anyway, you're already there, you're invested. So take the next step and invest into the home that you're already living into. Dress it up, fix it, repair it. Down the road, it will definitely pay off.
And that's all we ever try to share with people is there's good markets, bad markets, and the market timing was good because obviously we've been through appreciation. Nobody knows what happens next year, but when you plan on doing something long term, you're going to have good markets throughout your long term cycle. And if that's what your intention was to sell, which I know it has been yours for a few years,
yes,
your timing's impeccable, and so it works out in the end. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. For those of you from a perspective of if you're thinking about being a buyer, and also from the perspective if you're thinking about if you're in the SlowFlip business and you're selling and you want to know how it impacts your buyer, exactly. That's why I wanted to share that perspective with you. So congratulations, good luck out in Tennessee, and I'm sure I will be seeing you again. Have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.